The Speargun. I absolutely love this weapon. This thing is an absolute beast, capable of clearing out small hordes and absolutely wrecking heavier enemies. This new weapon, found in the new Dust Devil's Warbond, is so good in fact, it made me drop my railgun against the bots for good. And I am being 100% serious when I say that. So let's dive into why this weapon is my new favorite support weapon. The Speargun, much like the railgun, fires a single projectile at a time, effectively sporting similar gameplay where you have to reload in between shots. It deals a whopping 650 piercing damage, for my D&D players out there, and 275 durable damage. It one-shots Devastators anywhere to the chest and hulks to the eye, and you don't even need to charge it up. It doesn't even come with a backpack. Yet we all know which backpack gets paired with weapons who try to flex about not requiring a backpack slot. And it has an armor pen of 5? That means this thing is anti-tank. Wow, it really seems like we keep adding new support weapons that leave the AMR further and further in the dust. Devils. The Speargun even has a slightly decent scope. I know that the AMR seems like an unrelated support weapon, but both it and the railgun fill the same niche in my opinion. But now there's a new kid on the block looking to challenge both of these support weapons in their respective niche. So the Speargun seems to be yet another gun that makes the AMR feel somewhat obsolete. Sure, it currently has more ammo, but a damage boost or mag size increase wouldn't be too bad still. Come on, Arrowhead. I think a minor buff to the AMR would be justified at this point. Maybe consider giving it 10-round mags. That way it can serve as a more spammy sniper support role, which is already something it's good at. Anyway, what was I saying about the Speargun? Oh, and when it makes contact, it spews gas all over the target, making it confused and even affecting surrounding enemies. You know, I'm not even going to talk about the sterilizer at this point. Unless this thing gets the acid status effect to lower armor values on enemies, burn the skin of enemies just like real mustard gas, deals more damage over time, and leaves a longer lasting cloud of gas, I will never be touching this weapon so long as the Speargun even breathes in my direction. This thing needs a buff like my grandpa needs life support. This genuinely could not be a worse support weapon in my opinion. All of its positive traits and crowd control effects are better used on the gas strike or gas grenades. It doesn't do nearly any damage and pretty much serves as a non-lethal option to do what exactly? You're basically giving the enemies of democracy a free psychedelic trip. I don't know about you, but giving the enemies of democracy a good time willingly sounds like treason if you ask me. Back to the Speargun. With all of the positives I mentioned before, this gun clearly has a hefty punch to it, but probably not as hefty as a punch as you hitting that subscribe button. Sure, it doesn't have the railgun's unsafe mode, but against the bots, you really don't need the unsafe mode as much as you think. Hulks and all lower chaff all die in one shot, even from the railgun safe mode, which is 600 damage. So it makes sense that the Speargun would be a good alternative to the railgun. So why don't we talk about the negatives? Well, this gun is short on ammo, flat out. Even the railgun is given at least 20 rounds before needing to resupply. This gun only has 12. It has a drop-off, but it takes a while before you really notice. And unlike the railgun, the Spear doesn't have an unsafe mode. So if it wasn't for the gas, this would quite literally be a nerfed railgun. But it still isn't. It's more or less a side grade. Because of its ammo restrictions and somewhat weaker damage, this does not feel like a bug support weapon. Even though gas is a very potent drug for the bugs, it feels like a slightly better gas grenade on this front. I mean, it's nice to redirect chargers, so maybe in a team environment, this support weapon actually supports your team. On the Illuminate, it's a little bit more effective. If you shoot heads of overseers, it's a solid one tap, which isn't bad at all, and anything lower tier from a flesh mob gets absolutely annihilated. If your aim is true, you can even one-tap a harvester to the eye. But for the love of liberty, pray that this thing holds still when you're trying to line up the shot. It two-shot stingrays, which is completely fine, but use this thing on flesh mobs and you will be wasting nearly all of your shots just to kill one of these. And it's not a Leviathan whaling harpoon, sadly. Sure, maybe you could focus on the guns, but there isn't enough damage, in my opinion, to be worth it to kill a Leviathan with this thing. Although, you can if you want. So, with this context in mind, what are my overall thoughts about this weapon? Well, hoping that my pea-sized Helldiver brain can put this into words, I just want to say, I like it because it's fun. Simple as that. I don't even feel like I should need to justify this with logical reasoning. It's just so much fun. It's not even funny. My favorite faction to take this weapon against is the bots, because this is a very precise gun, and the bots have a lot of very precise weak spots. Sure, it may not be as effective as the railgun in terms of versatility, but when it comes to utility, this weapon is a lot better. Did I even mention this thing can close bug holes and destroy fabricators? I don't care if it doesn't have 1000 damage like the railgun. I personally feel like this support weapon scratches an itch I didn't even know that I had. Wait, hold on. I can feel something on my back. I can't quite reach. Oh, hey, wait a minute. What's this? Ah, much better. But all jokes aside, the ability to absolutely dome a Hulk and crowd control nearby enemies is invaluable against the bots. There were so many times when I used this gun where I felt like the enemies just stopped shooting at me thanks to the gas. Taking out entire patrols is a piece of cake too, if you have the ammo to support you. They just stop shooting at you. I never even knew gas affected the bots until I touched this thing, which makes me think that maybe I should consider using other gas options against the bots. Anyway, that's all I have to say about the Speargun. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like. And if you want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe. It helps a ton, and it means a lot.